Inside of the rural country of Peru, deep within the tangled tree root jungles of the Amazon lies a small, isolated village. Inside this village lives a man named Miguel. Miguel lives in the village with his 3 kids and his wife Vanessa. Miguel and his family live a simple life, llama farmers by trade. However, they have a problem. Jaguars keep killing their llamas and it's causing problems for their family. The llamas provide precious money and food for their already poor family. So in order to protect his family's livelihood, Miguel grabbed his old, rusty, double-barrel shotgun, handed down to him by generations of fathers before him. He grabs a handful of 12-gauge buckshot shells and loads 2 in. Miguel also grabs a damp and foul-stenched bag dripping with meat juices, which he prepared earlier that day. And in the dead of night, he creeps out of his dwelling as to not wake his family, and he proceeds to go on a hunt. After hours of stealthy searching, Miguel still hasn't found any jaguars, so he pauses and decides to rest upon a ChullaChaqui caspi tree. Short of breath and thirsty, Miguel reaches into his satchel in search of his canteen. However, he accidentally ends up shoving his hand into the bait bag, where it is met with a slimy, fleshy feeling of dead llama meat. In a fit of surprise, he jolts and lets out a gasp, only to be interrupted by the sound of breaking branches above his head. Miguel's eyes grow wide, and in an instant he spins around and flashes the barrel of his shotgun towards the top of the tree, only to see the glowing eyes of a prowling jaguar about to pounce on him. Without hesitation, he closes his eyes and pulls the trigger. Before he knows what happened, his back is on the ground, and he opens his eyes and sees no jaguar. Only falling leaves and the stare of an ominous-looking owl staring down at him from the branches. Unfazed from the shot of his gun, Miguel looks around and realizes not only is the owl staring at him, but the whole of the rainforest, hundreds of glowing beady eyes stalking him from the darkness. Feeling uneasy and in a fit of panic, Miguel picks up his shotgun and begins running in a random direction, leaving his satchel. Miguel runs for what feels like an eternity until he finally sees a light in the distance. He begins running faster towards it, and as he gets closer, he starts to hear a familiar voice. It's Vanessa, calling out to him, holding up a torch. Miguel, Miguel, where are you, my love? I'm worried. Miguel then calls out to Vanessa saying, My love, I'm here. With tears in their eyes, they run towards each other, embracing one another in their arms. Miguel then proceeds to tell Vanessa what happened. She smiles and tells him that she is just happy he's safe now, and for him to follow her to her home. She knows the way. Happy to have found his wife, Miguel proceeds to follow her home. All was going well until Miguel noticed that they had been walking for a long time. Too long. Really long. Miguel would shyly bring it up to Vanessa, trying to be courteous, for who is he to question her after getting lost himself? However, every time he brought it up, she would just dismiss it, saying, Not to worry, and we're almost there, my love. Even with this reassurance from his wife, Miguel felt as though something was off. After walking through what felt like miles of dense jungle, the pair stumbled across a tiny clearing, a small break from the looming canopy. just enough for the moonlight to break through. And in that moonlight, Miguel saw something that made his heart sink. Vanessa's left foot wasn't a normal human foot, but rather that of a jaguar. And in that moment, Miguel knew exactly, or should I say, what he had been accompanied by throughout the night. It wasn't his wife, Vanessa, but rather a demon. A malicious guardian of the forest, the ChullaChaqui. Miguel stopped in his tracks and silently raised his shotgun. With one shot left, he pointed it at the ChullaChaqui, who turned its head to face Miguel for a split second before he pulled the trigger. In immense pain, the forest demon fell to the ground, clutching its side and bleeding upon the ground. No longer did it look like his wife, but rather it had reverted to its original form. Green with tiny horns and a tail, about 3 feet tall and goblin-like, but with red eyes and asymmetrical feet, one of that of a jaguar and the other of that of a goat. Miguel didn't get to see this form for long before the demon transformed back into the jaguar he saw earlier and darted away, leaving a trail of blood and leaving Miguel lost in the middle of the Amazon with no food, no water, no shelter, and no ammo. Once again, Miguel would look around, only to see hundreds of glowing, beady eyes stalking him, completely exposed to any creatures of the night looking for their next meal. Never before had Miguel ever felt so uncomfortable. Exhausted and tired, Miguel would continue to wander the jungle endlessly. Day after day, Miguel would stumble around until eventually he would collapse and die of fatigue and madness, never again to see his kids or his beloved Vanessa. The creature which Miguel encountered was none other than the ChullaChaqui, a much lesser known legend, but nonetheless intriguing. The name ChullaChaqui can be translated as uneven feet, as the distinguishing feature of the ChullaChaqui is that its feet are different, often one taking the form of either a goat or a leopard. In its original form, the ChullaChaqui's appearance is described as being a little over 3 feet tall, green and goblin-like with red eyes. The creature also has the ability to transform into creatures of the forest, but it's most commonly known as being able to transform into its victims' loved ones, with the only distinguishing feature being that of one of its feet will be different. The ChullaChaqui is considered to be a guardian of the jungle, tricking those who wish to do harm to the jungle's flora or fauna. The ChullaChaqui tricks its victims by transforming into their loved ones and luring them deep into the jungle, where it can proceed to either leave them lost in the middle of the jungle or worse, kill them.